Physical contact of any kind was prohibited. One teacher even suggested that without this rule, we'd all be running around assaulting each other. Truly, what a magical time in my life. Gloves were banned because they were allegedly associated with gang activity. Even if it was freezing outside and your gloves were bright pink, you had to remove them to avoid being mistaken for a member of the infamous Pink Gloves gang. At an all-girls high school, ankle socks were not allowed because they were considered to attract boys, supposedly leading to inappropriate relationships. According to the school, ankles led to legs, legs led to other areas, and that apparently meant girls were at fault for making boys lose control, because of course, boys were believed to be incapable of resisting such temptation. Four. From first grade through high school, we were required to use clear or mesh backpacks. Additionally, in high school, our bathroom passes were shared unisex safety vests. The rule was so ridiculous that the first year it was implemented, our yearbooks featured a giant safety vest on the cover. The thought of a communal vest for bathroom visits still grosses me out, knowing they were never cleaned properly. For context, this was before the Columbine tragedy. Restroom use was restricted to a 10-minute window before and after classes started. As someone dealing with developing Crohn's disease, my body did not respond well to this rule, leading to frequent clashes with the bathroom monitor. An individual tasked with ensuring students weren't misusing the restroom for things like drugs or other misconduct. Thankfully, the kind principal gave me a special pass to use his private, spotless bathroom. In a school of 5,000 students, having a clean and peaceful space for my condition made a huge difference. At my middle school, apologizing resulted in in-school suspension. Teachers claimed that saying sorry was essentially lying, and lying was unacceptable. On top of that, water bottles were banned, and the only chance to drink water was during lunch. Bathroom visits were also restricted to 1 per semester. Any more than that, and you'd face suspension. I wore a Misfits shirt featuring a skull and got called to the dean's office, where they told me to turn it inside out because it represented death. I sarcastically replied, "So it represents something inevitable for everyone, and that means I can't wear it." Then I walked out, feeling proud of my rebellious 16-year-old self. Surprisingly, I wasn't punished further. In high school, they tried to ban guys from wearing pink, targeting one student who often wore a pink Hello Kitty shirt. The plan failed spectacularly when a large group of boys, football players included, showed up the next day in pink clothing. The rule was rescinded by the end of that day. Anything related to The Simpsons was banned when the show first premiered, as there was widespread panic over Bart being a bad influence. Two popular shirts, one saying, "I'm Bart Simpson, who the hell are you?" and another with "Bart Simpson, underachiever and proud of it," were specifically prohibited. This escalated into banning all merchandise, school supplies, and stickers after some teachers began watching the show themselves. In high school, we had a lockout policy, where if you were even 1 second late to class, the doors were locked and you had to report to the cafeteria to receive a detention. Instead of getting a detention, I'd simply leave school for the entire day and avoid trouble altogether, all because I was a few seconds late. It was absurd. The lesions on Ash's passport featured just something like a foot split. Its notes too vie the plunger into a pool of your own blood. Water bottles were prohibited because years earlier, a few girls had brought vodka in them. At my middle school, boys were not allowed to wear shorts, but girls could wear culottes, essentially shorts with a fancier name. One day, about 100 boys showed up in culottes, making their point loud and clear. In elementary school, fighting back was explicitly against the rules. Once, a group of kids held me down while one punched me with his thick winter gloves. When I managed to kick him off, I got punished just as severely as he did. In another instance, a younger student was suspended for defending himself in a similar situation. When I asked what we were supposed to do instead, I was told to use my words. Yes, because calmly asking someone to stop beating you is so effective. While I loved my school's teachers and support staff, the administration was absolutely terrible.